long. I obviously knew that I was going to ask the senator some tough questions, and I wanted to have it on tape. Joining me now, the host of the Judge Alex Show, Judge Alex Farrar. Judge, good to have you back. Welcome.
Thank you, Martha. Thanks for having me back.
You think that the security police there had every right to use that taser. Why?
Absolutely. Frankly, I would have tased them. But then again, I probably would have tased Heather Mills, so I may not be the right reference point here. No, I mean, the reality is I wish they had tasers when I was a police officer. It is a step that the police should take before they resort to physical force. So many more people are injured by being taken to the ground when they're resisting and refusing to allow the officers to escort them out or arrest them. There are more deaths and there are more injuries than there ever will be with tasers. I still have a scar on my right wrist from some drunk who I ended up having to fight when I was arresting him, and he ended up with a broken wrist. And if I had a taser, neither one of us would have been injured. Or, frankly, I wouldn't have been injured, which is the important thing. But chances are he wouldn't have been injured either. So they're used appropriately. If they're used appropriately, it is a great tool to have. He was resisting. He was creating a scene, which, you know, college students love to do, and, you know, rebel against authority. It's very common. The police officers tried to escort him out. He refused to be escorted out. He latched onto things, and the taser was used. I think that the evidence has indicated up to now that he had told some people, come over to the Kerry thing if you want to see a show. So it looks like he was planning on really making a big deal out of it. It's good that the court system didn't treat it as a big deal because, frankly, it's not.
All right, Judge, stick around because we want to bring you into the discussion here. Let's see what our panel has to say about this. Is it your personal test of these situations that if the police had been able to, because it looks to me like they probably could have just pulled him by his feet out the door to get him outside. So is that your test? If you cannot, you know, safely just remove the person from the room, then you can use your taser?
No, absolutely. It's not my test. There is a progression of use of force, and the use of a taser falls below the use of physical force. And the reason for that is, yeah, they had 3 guys on them. They could have brought in 5 guys, and they could have grabbed them and dragged them out of the room. But the point is that there's more likelihood of injury when you're resisting somebody and trying to wrench their arm behind their back to get it into handcuffs, which is how I ended up breaking the wrist of the individual I was arresting when he was fighting me. Then there is tasing them, and they immediately lose control of those muscles they're tightening up, and then you can handcuff them easily. So use of a taser actually falls below use of physical force in the continuum of force that police officers are allowed to use.
All right, let's
by the way,
right,
Judge Alex, my wrist has just started healing, by the way, and I still blame you. If you weren't a judge, I would attack you with everything I got.
All right, let's look at the third tape that we have, which I heard the judge piping in. Go ahead, sir.
I was just going to say, and this was not about free speech. Of course, the campus should be the place for people to express their opinions. But just like in a presidential debate, if somebody takes the mic, takes control, and refuses to relinquish it, they're going to call the police in to remove them. And if the person resists, they're going to use whatever force is necessary to remove the person from the function. The court did the right thing, though, recognizing that it was a misdemeanor, it wasn't a felony, and giving them the opportunity to eliminate it.
Yeah, the Florida State Police, I believe, wanted to press him with a felony for resisting arrest with violence, but the state said no, it's 2 misdemeanor charges, and they felt that that was appropriate, and they're deferring the charges for about 18 months, I think. Thanks, Judge. Good to have you with us.
He should be in Law and Order.
Thanks.
He is right out of central casting.
All right, coming up, we've got the story.